You know, everybody says that imitation is the highest form of flattery, right? But nobody ever talks about how imitation can help you improve your speaking skills in another language. Okay, repeat after me. Fuimos a la casa de mi mamá para cenar. Too fast? Okay. Fuimos a la casa de mi mamá para cenar. Okay, now at a normal speed. Fuimos a la casa de mi mamá para cenar. Perfect. Do you know what you just did? It's a technique called shadowing, and that's what we're going to talk about here today at Jiveworld. Hello friends, my name is Elise, and I'm a language learner that loves to prioritize speaking. And two components of that I think are really important are having a good accent and a natural rhythm. Shadowing is a language learning method that can help you improve just that. So if your goal is to reduce your accent or just blend in a little bit more, because let's be honest, who doesn't want to get mistaken for a native speaker? Keep on watching because we're going to pick apart this technique and I'm going to show you how you can replicate it in your own language learning routine. So shadowing is actually a pretty simple concept. Basically the idea is you choose an audio or video material in your target language that's at a native or pretty natural spoken speed, and you repeat what they say in real time. So here's an example of what that looks like.
El final más temido llegó justo al final de la temporada 2011.
So that is shadowing. We'll do a longer demo in just a little bit, but just wanted to show you up front. So when you shadow, you're consuming naturally spoken language like you normally would, but this time watching or listening with the intention of imitating speakers exactly as you hear them and paying attention to a few different points. So, you know, pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, even their filler words. Can't forget those filler words. And although it's active listening, the goal with shadowing really isn't listening comprehension. It's more so just picking up a natural manner of speech through exposure and mirroring. But you might say, hey, Elise, isn't that pretty much the same thing as those audio courses where they give you a sentence and then wait for you to repeat it? No, absolutely not. In those static audio courses, they often speak really slowly and clearly, and pretty much the opposite of how people speak in real time. So it's the opposite of what you're working towards. Shadowing is different in that you're using real natural speech. So this could be a conversational podcast, it could be your favorite news segment, it could be street interviews, just anything at a natural native speed. Language doesn't exist in a vacuum, so working with real natural spoken speech is a lot more hands-on and it offers a lot more benefits. And what might those benefits be? Well, I'm so glad you asked, my friend. First of all, shadowing can help you just train your ear and overall get accustomed to the natural rhythm and tone of the language. It also helps you have a better accent if one of your goals is accent reduction. And finally, I am personally of the school of thought that it can help you to start speaking sooner. And that last point may be controversial because although shadowing really doesn't target your ability to make spontaneous conversation in a language, I think it can help a lot with confidence, and confidence is very key in having conversations eventually. If you practice enough by yourself, you'll be better equipped and overall more confident when you do get into those real-world situations. Now, because of the nature and objectives of shadowing, it can really be done at any level. So whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or advanced learner, there's definitely something that you can get out of it. Like I said, the goal isn't comprehension, it's more so accurate mimicry. So think of it like being a parrot, okay? Just because parrots don't actually talk and comprehend, that doesn't mean that they don't, imitate with perfect accuracy. And as long as you're keeping up with the other aspects of language learning, like grammar study, vocab acquisition, your foundations, the shadowing method will really help you polish your speaking so that when the time comes and you do need to use all that you've learned, it comes out in the most natural way possible. So don't worry about, if I'm a beginner, can I use this method? Because of course you can. There's just some different things that you might consider doing differently. Like for example, if you are attempting to shadow as a beginner, you might consider using a tool that allows you to alter the speed of the content. And just saying, we do offer this feature on our platform, so, just saying. And also, if you're shadowing as a beginner, we would recommend working with some kind of written accompaniment. So this could be a transcript, it could be subtitles, it could be a book along with its audiobook, basically just any written accompaniment to help you along. Now, moving on to the actual process of shadowing, okay? It's time to get our hands dirty. What are the actual steps? First up, choose a piece of audio or video content in your target language along with tools and resources that are appropriate for your level and start listening. And from there, you just take it one sentence at a time. So listen to a sentence, maybe listen to it twice, and then pause. Say it out loud to yourself exactly as you just heard it, paying attention to those points that I mentioned earlier. So pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, filler words, all of it. Go back, listen to it again, and this time, as you listen to it again, say it along with them simultaneously. This sounds like it would be better in a demo, right? Okay, let me show you. So here I have open the story La Caída del River, and this story is about some Argentinian soccer crisis. Don't ask me, I don't know sports. But I chose this story because it's Argentinian Spanish, and Argentinian Spanish, especially Rioplatense Spanish, is known to be one of the most difficult accents in Spanish to replicate, and I love a challenge. So I normally primarily speak Mexican Spanish. That's the dialect that I learned, and the way that I would say this particular sentence is El final más temido llegó justo al final de la temporada 2011. But here's how it sounds in Argentinian Spanish.
El final más temido llegó justo al final de la temporada 2011.
So fast. I think I might turn down the speed. Let's go to 0.8. I'm noticing a couple things. So the way that he says más is not más, it's ma. So there's like a dropped S at the end. El final más temido, and llegó is not llegó, it's llegó. Because in Argentinian Spanish, the double L is pronounced like sh. So, el final más temido llegó justo al final de la temporada 2011. Let's try it again.
El final más temido llegó justo al final de la temporada 2011.
I'm also noticing there's a dropped S in the middle of a word. So it's not justo, it's justo.
El final más temido llegó justo al final de la temporada 2011.
Not bad. Not bad at all. So there you have it, my friends, shadowing in all of its greatness and the greatness that it can bring you. So happy listening, happy shadowing, and stay Jiveworld fluent. See you next time.